outraged. I thought, let me just say, and listen, we can have a disagreement about this. I think the word queer is disgusting. I think it's disgusting. I think it's embarrassing.
I get it.
I think it's low rent. I think that if you're somebody who wants to call yourself queer, that's great. Don't label me queer. I don't want to be called queer. And I don't want to be a part of your queer community. So the Huffington Post decided that they were going to change Huffington Post gay voices to Huffington Post queer voices. And they put out this post on social media, and it said, we really think this is in the best interest of the community. And like, who the hell decides this? And we understand that some people may not agree with us, and that's fine. But we believe this is in the best interest of the community, and we're going to insist that queer become the new term for all LGBT people in the media, that we will insist that other media sources refer to all people as the queer community. I was outraged. And so I wrote a response on their Facebook page. I said, listen, for some of us of a certain age and a certain geographical location, the word queer is something that we do not wish to be called. And for some of us, the word queer was the last word we heard before a fist came flying at our faces. Okay? I started getting attacked like that by all of these people saying, well, of course you would say that using your white gay male privilege. You know, try being non-binary. If you were gender queer, if you were a black gender queer person, you wouldn't be feeling this way. You wouldn't be saying this. You know, are you okay?
Too relatable.
That was not funny. I'm trying to be serious. And so all of these non-binary, gender fluid, and gender queer people pounced on me on Facebook and got me banned for hate speech. I got a Facebook ban because I said as a gay man I don't want to be called queer. And it was so painful because it was the first real realization I had in my life that this community, as I once knew it, was gone. It doesn't exist anymore. It's not about lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender empowerment. It's not about inclusivity and fighting together in unity for dignity and our civil rights. This has become a social justice warrior cult that has gripped the LGBT community. And when my own community is turning me in for hate speech and getting me banned, I'm the fuck out. I'm done. I don't want to do that. Because some of you who are really young in this room may not know, but there was a time when gay people used to be really cool. Super cool, edgy, like pushing the boundaries, fighting for no censorship, free speech, like let's take this as far as we can go, and now, God help you, if you don't follow the rigid vernacular, and follow in lockstep, everything, the new rules and everything that they want you to do, they will be the first people to come after you and ban you and take your rights away and make sure that you get banned on social media and that you get discontinued from the community. And so...
And kicked out of the LGBT Center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was the first strong realization that I had, that the community as I once knew it no longer existed. And I went through a very, very painful realization and a painful process of discontinuing disconnecting. I said, I can't be a part of this community. I'm gay. I'm proud to be gay. I'm just as gay as I ever will be. I was born gay, I'll live gay, and I'll die gay. And that's never going to change. But this community that I used to love and care about and fight for so much is gone. It doesn't exist the way that it used to exist anymore. Now, I voted for Hillary Clinton in 2016 because I was still drinking the Kool-Aid. Wow, I did not expect that reaction in this room.
Don't anybody start locker up chanting.
I'm so proud of you guys. I voted for Hillary Clinton because I believed what I was being told, that we needed a woman president. And because I believed the liberal media that for so long I trusted. I trusted them to tell me the truth. I trusted them to protect me. I trusted that they had the best interests of LGBT people and black people and brown people at heart. It never occurred to me for a second that they were using us and manipulating our fears, manipulating our concerns, and manipulating our previous traumas in our life to get us to do what they wanted us to do and vote the way that they want us to vote and behave the way that they want us to behave. And that is exactly what they are doing to all of you who don't believe me. That's what's going on. I believe that Donald Trump was a racist. I believe that he was a bigot. I believe he was a homophobe. I believe that his followers were no better. And I was terrified when he got elected. I was terrified. The next day I got on Facebook, I made a video, I was crying. I cried for weeks afterwards because I was scared to death. Because don't act like you guys didn't either. Stop it. People are like, you
I just kind of thought
shut up. Some of you did. But I think
Did Blair have something to say?
I think the difference between me and a lot of the people who have continued to go down this anti-Trump spiral for the last 2.5 years is that I legitimately wanted to understand. I didn't want to hate. I didn't want to be angry. I didn't want to cry. I didn't want to be upset. I wanted to know, how could half the country vote for somebody who's such a fucking monster? How? And why? What were you thinking? And so I was going on Facebook day after day after day posting, why did you guys do this? Why? Why? Like, no one would answer me. No one would answer me. Finally, in January of 2017, 2 months after the election, I posted on Facebook, I will never understand how you people could watch this man stand before a cheering crowd and mock a reporter's disability and still go in that voting booth and pull the lever for Trump. What the hell is wrong with you? And finally, for the first time in months, somebody answered me. It was a woman that I've known my entire life. She actually babysat me when I was a baby. She sent me a video on private message on Facebook, and she said, listen, I don't want you to rip me a new asshole here. I'm just asking, have you seen this? And she presented me with a YouTube video entitled, Debunking that Trump Mocked the Disabled Reporter. And when I saw the title of the video, I was instantly enraged. And I got back to her. I was actually excited to watch it so I could get back to her and tell her how stupid she was for falling for this like right-wing brainwashing, more of this, conservative propaganda. And so I pushed play on the video. And what I saw next was about 5 minutes of footage of Donald Trump numerous times over the years in numerous circumstances doing that exact same voice and that exact same gesture as he did that day when he mocked that reporter's disability. But the commonality was that in each and every circumstance, and we're going to take questions when we're all finished. You absolutely will be allowed to speak when we're all finished. I promise you. The commonality was that in every circumstance, he was imitating someone who was caught a lie, or somebody who had been caught doing something shady, or caught doing something dishonest. And I had this disconnect moment between my brain and my heart because I thought, my brain was saying, oh my God, I don't think he mocked that reporter's disability. But my heart was saying, but we hate him, but we hate him, but we hate him. And I couldn't justify those two things, so I shut my computer and I went back to sleep and I couldn't figure it out. The next day I woke up and I watched the video again, and it was clear to me. He did not mock that reporter's disability. It did not happen. Yes, he made fun of this reporter who happens to be disabled. He was making fun of the fact that he was caught in a lie. But CNN freeze-framed a moment where he's going like this and threw a banner across the bottom that said, Trump mocks disabled reporter. And I thought to myself, why the hell would they do that? Don't they understand how they're going to mislead people and the effect that that's going to have? Why would they do this? So I went around and started asking people, fellow liberals, my friends, people in the community, fellow New Yorkers, what do you make of this? Why did this happen? And I was instantly met with a wall of hostility and resentment. So what, you love Trump now? So what, you're turning to the dark side? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Aww.
And I said,
Let there be battery.
what a jam. Hello? Where's the message?
Hello?
Anti-fucking conspiracy.
And check. And so I said, so I thought to myself, so what do you make of this? And I was met with this wall of hostility and contempt. And it became very apparent to me that I was not safe asking these questions, just asking questions to people that were my friends in my own community. So what it forced me to do, because I'm a very curious person, I'm not my mother, I can't just ignore shit when it's wrong. And I love you, mommy. Sorry. So I would get in bed at night after work and I would just read and research and start watching more videos and try to understand. And what I discovered was amazing. I found videos of black people who went to Trump rallies to support him. And when they got there, CNN moved the camera to cut them out of the shot. So it looked like only white people were there, and then they threw their banner up again to say only white people come, white supremacists at a Trump rally, blah, 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 blah. And I was discovering more and more and more how the media was lying and creating this narrative that pushes this idea that racism and homophobia and sexism and transphobia and xenophobia are these incredibly inescapable issues that surround us everywhere. And I was like, this doesn't match the reality that I seem to be seeing when I walk outside my door. I'm not getting this. And so
The media lies, the media seeks to divide. Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. The media seeks to divide.
And so, Rob, you threw me just then.
I kind of have to play hall monitor and get the rest of the introductions going on, because I think we got some people that are very interested in having a conversation.
So, and so I started just researching more and watching videos, and I ended up going down rabbit holes, and for the first time in my life watching, being open to listening to the conservative point of view and really understanding for the first time what conservatives believe. And what I discovered was that I actually had so much more in common with the conservative point of view, and it made so much more sense to me, and it was so much less divisive, and so much less about identity politics and political correctness and race baiting than what the liberals were pushing and pushing and pushing. And so, by 2018, I made a decision to walk away from the Democratic Party, and I decided that I could no longer be part of the ideology of liberalism. And so in early 2018, I started something called the Walk Away Campaign. I created a 6-minute video explaining all of the things that I felt up until that point were wrong with liberalism in the Democratic Party, and I encouraged other people to make videos and to put them out there to create a network of support so that people would know that they weren't alone, they were the only people feeling this way. And that is what the campaign actually is. And it's not the things that so many of you have heard through the media. That is what the Walk Away Campaign actually is. I want to show you my 6-minute video, and then we're going to hear from each panelist. They're going to tell your story, and we're going to open the room up to all of you guys for questions.